Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Settle Out West OG. I'm Marcus. Watching where I'm stepping. Um, so today I'm just taking a little bit of time to come out and sort of assess the damage from all the winds. It's finally not windy today for a little while. The forecast says that the winds will pick up again to like 60 miles an hour on um, Monday. Monday. So I want to take a little bit of time. Oh, and also we got crazy rain yesterday for the first time this year entirely. It rained and poured, and like the ground is soaking wet. It's great. It doesn't look it, but it's actually really wet. So I've got some things like some buckets with standing water that I'm going to water my plants with. I've got to air out my shed because when it rains, it floods in there. Not because of the roof at all, but because of the edges around the base. It's a metal shed, and I didn't do any sealing because I've still got to put down anchor screws on three corners of it so that it doesn't move with the wind. And I figured doing any caulking or insulation before then would kind of be useless because the building's going to move constantly with the wind out here. So I want to anchor it completely. It's obviously anchored, like the four corners are definitely anchored, so it doesn't go anywhere. But I wanted to make sure that the walls have no flexibility at all before I go to caulking anything, so that I'm not just wasting my time. As you can probably see, it looks like a whole entire disaster area here. Look at all this crap. Like, what am I even doing? And most of this is the wind, like I said. So the wind has been insane. Can't stress that enough. I know I do stress it a ton, but today is a day where there is no wind and it's beautiful out. It's probably going to be like 90 degrees today, though, so I want to get out here early. It's like 8 a.m. and do some cleanup. Also, I got this thing called a neutral plug. It's like a plug that goes into itself almost. That's supposed to make it so that I can plug GFCI appliances into the generator. And I think that's going to help a lot. So today I'm going to be running the generator. I probably won't have a lot of sound on my videos, maybe just like music in the background, I guess, because the generator's loud. But I'm going to be running the generator at least for like 4 or 5 hours, maybe even 5, 6, 7 hours, because that way I can power the AC unit without worrying about, sucking up all my battery bank over the course of the day, because I'm not producing 1.5 kilowatts still. I wish megawatts. I'm not producing 1.5 kilowatts still, so that's what I need to run my AC. And to do that, the holdup of that is all the different components. I'm gonna have to get a more powerful charge controller and inverter, because the one I have right now only handles up to 60 amps, and 1.6 kilowatts is going to generate probably closer to 100 amps than that. So I'm not going to add on. I'm just going to get like 100 amp or better controller inverter and go from there. In the meantime, like I said, I'm going to run the generator so I can do that. And also, while I'm doing that, I'm going to run while the generator's running, I'm going to have the AC going, and I'm going to have the hot tub heating up for those 5 or 6 or 7 hours or whatever it ends up being, so that it is finally hot. And this is what I've been waiting for, is this plug, so that I can plug it in and not have it drain completely from my power. I was doing it like 8 or 9 hours out of the day, like all morning. I would heat it up and it would get to like 95 degrees, but never 104. Like I'd have to run it longer. So yeah, this will allow me to do that. And then once it is hot, like just maintaining that temperature will be way easier on the whole solar system. Oh, my finger's in the way of something. Sorry. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. Just kind of cleaning up, emptying out the shed. Sort of. There's no weatherproofing anything, and I've kind of been breaking my brain about that. Like in the last video, I suffered some damage from things blowing around, and so. I've kind of been breaking my brain about that. Like, how can I arrange things out here where they won't blow in a certain direction? And the answer is you just can't. they're going to blow in whatever direction they want to go in. And so even if I was to stack all of my panels like on the other side of the yard, like they could very easily blow up this hill into anything here. It depends on how much the wind hates me that day, I guess. But yeah, so in every direction there's potential for them to blow back at me and my things here. So I'm not really sure what to do in terms of weatherproofing that stuff. I mean, all I can do is really try and build and get things built up and use it all. That's literally the best way to contain it. But until then, I gotta hope for the best, I guess. I'll be heading back east soon for about a week or so. I've got some business to take care of with a property I have there, and then I'll be back out here for the summer doing my thing. So, in any event, I'm going to get to it and start my cleanup right now and get the generator going and everything and have all that running so I can relax a little bit later on. And I'll catch up with you then. This again. So here's the plug I was talking about. It's a little ground, I think it's called a ground neutral plug. Plug that just goes nowhere. They just kind of connect on the inside and go back in. But this should be what I need to get that to power that.
So my goddaughter's spending the whole summer.
So I'm on my way to Harbor Freight. No, I'm actually going to Ace Hardware because it's way closer. And it just occurred to me, well, I mean, I never take pictures while I'm driving or video while I'm driving just because, I mean, obviously I have a setup to do it, I just don't. But one of those things I think that people should consider when they're considering living off-grid somewhere is the road system, or lack thereof if there's not one. Here we have a road system. I'm not sure how well you can see from the video or not, but it's kind of terrible, and it's because it's a mutually shared road system for a few miles, even probably more than that overall. But like from my place to the road, to the paved road, is probably about, and this is my point actually, probably about 2.5 miles. So what happens is that 2.5 miles of dirt road, I don't know if you can see the ridging there, but like, yeah, it gets all crazy and bladed because people drive on it all insane. And you know, there's a guy out here that you know, takes his own equipment, his own time, and smooths it all out entirely for selfish reasons that I genuinely appreciate. And it's because he rides a motorcycle, and this gets real difficult on a motorcycle. But you know, him taking care of this for himself ultimately takes care of it for us all. And unfortunately, when he does this, no one really appreciates it, or probably doesn't even understand what he's done. So there's probably about 300 people that live back here where I do that use these roads, and I would say probably a good 70-80 of them use this road in particular every day. And so it gets real choppy getting in and out of here. And so when you're looking at someplace off grid, like looking at the road system and what it takes for you to get back to paved roads and society and all that, consider it, because this is one of those things where not just myself, but I think a lot of people who live in this area suffer a ton of suspension damage, tire damage, all kinds of things because of the selfish acts of other folks. And so, you know, it's one of those things you should definitely consider when you're looking at going off grid, is what the road structure looks like for you to get back on blacktop. Like this is, you know, the camera won't even stay still, and I'm driving as close to the edge as possible because in the middle, like, you probably wouldn't even be able to hear me. Like, it's really, really bad. So, but yeah, it's just something. Like I said, I'm on my way to Ace Hardware to pick up blacktop. Yay! On my way to Ace Hardware to pick up a couple of adapters that I need to finish up the shower project for the shower head itself. Made pretty good progress on that. Finally, my 10-foot hose came in, so that'll give me the length and leeway that I need, and I haven't been able to get up until now. But yeah, so it's a little thing I need. I hate that I have to do all this driving just to get this one little tiny thing, but I don't have it otherwise. So on my way to go and take care of that, and then I'll be back to finish up the shower and probably use it today. Likely use it today. Obviously, I need to shower, and I'd rather do it outside on a 90-degree day with some shade than inside. So it should be cool. I'll see you guys back at the house.